Yes, people, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are all doing very well. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a while since I last did a stream. I think it's been about 3 or 4 weeks now, so obviously getting back into it now. Obviously, I should really have come back last week, but I decided to take a bit of an extra week to myself, really, and obviously we're back now, so it's just one of those. But hopefully you're all doing well and enjoying this glorious weather. My word, it's very, very warm, isn't it, at the moment? So make sure you're looking after yourselves, keeping hydrated, and getting plenty of shade as well, because this weather is just it's the heat wave, isn't it? So bad. So obviously we are here to discuss many topics this evening. So like I said, get involved in the chat. It's gonna be a busy one. Just gonna go into the comments, see what everybody's saying. Big up to Warwick, big up to you, mate. Make sure to smash the likes and subscribe if you're new. I appreciate that. I appreciate your incredible support. Matthew's in, big up to you. Big up. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming in. George is in as well. Big up to you. Hello, mate. Joseph's in. Big up to you as well. Hope you're doing well. Evening to you, Ramsey. Hello there. Doug's in. Hello, Doug. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming in. Aiden. Good evening, Aiden. I'm all right. Thank you, mate. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for coming in as always. You're always here, Aiden. And Blue Terrier's in. 1 more year, one way up. We are going to be discussing Neil Warnock, obviously, potentially coming back to the club. That chant, I never thought that we would be in this position now where actually we have got a real chance of getting the legend himself back. But obviously, for me, I'm massively surprised, if I'm honest, because the way Warnock was speaking, obviously, at the end of last season, obviously, after he just completed the Greatest Escape, he was pretty much adamant that he wasn't staying on. And he obviously mentioned he can't really work all year round at his age and things like that. And it seemed to me like there was no chance of us actually getting him back, potentially. But things do change, and obviously, he has made a really dramatic U-turn. I can't believe it. Obviously, it has come from him himself. So last week he was on TalkSport and he did quite an honest interview with Jim White from TalkSport. And obviously, he did actually kind of say that, this is a real possibility. And obviously last week he said this week that he'll sit down with the chairman and hopefully discuss what will happen, potential plans moving forward. Obviously the rumours of him potentially coming back have been around for a few weeks, really, if I'm honest with you. But I think more promptly in the last week or so, I think. For me, the alarm bells started ringing when Warnock cancelled his tour for the whole year and actually has rescheduled it until after the playoff final. That to me, there was no, and if you look at the statement as well, there was no actual official confirmation of why he'd actually cancelled, why he'd actually rescheduled it. So that's when I started to believe, we could actually get it. We could actually, be able to get this legend back. We thought we'd said goodbye, and maybe it wasn't a goodbye after all. Like I say, if this was to happen, it would be incredible, and it is just what we need. We said at the back end of last season, after the season had finished, we need stability. We need the right manager to take us forward into next season, and it is so important. And Warnock, as we know, ticks all the boxes. And I'll go into my thoughts about why I think we should be looking at him as well in a moment. But you get back to the comments in a minute. Whilst Aiden says, Ryan, are you able to do a live stream next Thursday for a reaction to the figure? I could do, I was thinking about doing something for the fixtures. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we will do a live stream. Obviously, I'm not sure what time the fixture are announced. I think is it 9 o'clock. So yeah, potentially it's going to be an earlier one though than usual. But yeah, we could definitely do that, mate. Joseph says, I like the idea of what happens if results go our way. If results go our way, and you might. I'm presuming you mean if results don't go our way, and it might ruin his legacy. But I think he's the only man to get us out of this league. Neil wants banger. I mean, I understand this, and I know that some people. You're not alone in thinking this, Joseph, in terms of people saying that. Yeah, do we really want him to come back after what? And obviously, you don't want it to ruin his legacy. But for me, I don't see it ruining his legacy, because what he did back in last season, we'll never forget. And for me, Neil Warnock will not ruin his legacy by coming back for me. I just don't think he will, because he will get results, and who knows where we could be this time next year. But he will get his results. He'll keep us in this league at least. And so yeah, I don't think it will ruin his legacy, really. Yeah, I love that chant, Blue Terrier. That is brilliant. Yeah, that really is brilliant. That like it. Heard from someone who works in the club, he's never actually gone back down to Cornwall, and he's been in the club nearly every day. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it doesn't surprise me if that was the case. Although I do believe that he said he was. I do believe that he's gone on holiday, hasn't he, as well? I think he was away last week. He said he'd gone on holiday. So I'm not, I know that he's probably taking a bit of a break as well. So yeah, question driven. Who's this? Yeah, like I said, that is a debate. Like I said, that it's going to be difficult if it goes on. Yeah, I don't think it will either. Me. But yeah, let's get back to it then. So, as we know, the huge advantage for us, if we can get Warnock back, is that, first of all, Warnock already knows the squad, the club, and the town. He knows the quality of the team and what he can get, out of the players already here. He also knows where it needs to be strengthened. So there's no period where, if it wasn't Warnock and somebody new came in, they'd have to assess the whole situation. And it's one of those where I think that if he does come back, that is a huge advantage to having him to come back, really. I think if Warnock did stay, though, he'd want to make sure that there was funds available as well, to push the club forward. He's had kind of hollow promises from Chen before, hasn't he, really? And we still don't know what plans Nagel has, and we'll touch upon the ownership in a moment. Warnock has, worked wonders with players already here, and brought out vast improvements in some, as we know. But there will have to be changes in the playing squad here, and for that there is no doubt. Second of all, I've got here is that coming up this season coming up, the championship campaign. This looks to be the toughest one ever for me. I think it will be the toughest, most competitive, difficult league that there's ever been for me, because you've got the likes of Leeds, Leicester, Southampton all dropping through the Premier League, trapped down, obviously being relegated. And obviously Ipswich coming up, Plymouth and Sheffield Wednesday all being promoted from League One. So for me, I think that this championship will be the most difficult season that we've ever seen. And I know that's probably hard to think like that, because we know how difficult the championship is. But I think this level will be even higher this time for me. But yeah, let me just get through the comments again here. I've lost where I am. Ryan, what do you think of the new kit? We will cut. I was going to say this actually. We've got lots of topics to discuss tonight, but we're going to cover the new kit on Friday. I'm going to, hopefully, all being well, obviously the kit gets released on Friday, so I'm hoping to go and buy it on Friday, and I will have the shirt with me. So I'll do a review of the shirt and what I think of it on Friday for Friday stream, definitely. But yeah, so I'm going to keep tight with what I say about that just yet. I know somebody knocked at the door. I don't know who it was, but I didn't answer it because I'm busy. But yeah, smash the like. Big up to you, Horace. Yeah, smash the likes, people. Thank you. Subscribe, can you? The only thing that needs to be done is getting the new owner in and get the players in. But one player to get rid of Sobson, he can go for £1 to me. Just don't like him. He needs to go. I will touch upon that in a moment, Aiden, as well. Looking for. I won't be wearing it. I'll be holding it, obviously going through it. But I mean, I could potentially wear it, but I want to kind of do a review of it. So maybe I don't want to wear it. Maybe I should just kind of have it in my hand, really. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Whatever vision Nagel offered, Warnock must have been convincing to get him to stay. Like you said, he seemed adamant he wasn't staying, so it must have been something big. Yeah, it must have been something big, mustn't it, for him to make that massive U-turn? Because, like I say, it didn't look like it was possible to get him back. And that's what I said just right after the season finished. Because, of course, there was always going to be rumours about Warnock. Will he want to stay? What if he might want to, kind of thing, because of how well he did with us. But it just didn't look like it was going to happen. Warnock's a return and centre town. I mean, I'm not getting carried away too easily just yet. But I mean, to be fair, I've been speaking to you about Anta and how, I imagine, pulling off the greatest escape last year and then taking us to promotion the next season. That would just be insane. But yeah, and obviously the goal kit to match as well. The goal kit, obviously the home kit. Goal for promotion, is that what it's saying to us? I don't know. But yeah, Levi Cole, I mean, he has, hasn't he? What a fantastic, isn't he? And I think that I saw some on Twitter earlier on that, players that haven't had experience in senior football before, send them to us and we'll create them into superstars. I really do think that we brought on the likes of Emile Smith-Rowe, as well as Colwell as well. So we're known to, give these players a platform to get the experience, and then they go on to bigger and better things. And look at Ben Chilwell as well. We had him for a bit of time as well. But yeah. So well done to Colwell for that. I reckon Warnock would be the best thing that's ever happened. I reckon Warnock would be the best thing that's ever happened. When he first came and he said he was disappointed not to work with him because he said he couldn't. I'm presuming you mean Sorbatov. Yeah. I thought you did. Yeah, you're on about Sorba Thomas. Yeah, I mean, you're right, and that's what I was going to say actually to this comment, Aiden. Where is the comment now? I understand what you're saying here, Aiden, actually, and I do, because I think that Sorba Thomas has burned a lot of bridges really with his fans, with the way he's been acting and what he's been saying and how negative and he just hasn't really seemed to appreciate what this club's done for him, really, the way he's been speaking the past year. And just seems to me like he's kind of lost focus and kind of felt like he's already made it when, he's not really, he's still got a long way to go. So, but yeah, if anybody can get the best out of Sorba Thomas, it is Warnock, of course it is. Look what he did with Corona. Mind you, look what he did with many players in the squad. He brought these players on to believe in themselves and to get the best out of them. So, yeah. Let's go back down to the comments. Yeah, and Blue Terry says Sorba Thomas won't be going if Warnock stays. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we're all in agreement there, really. And yeah, and like I said, Warnock, knows the championship and what is needed. And I think another thing is, wouldn't it be great to go into pre-season where we can actually, have a plan in place. That would, it's such a contrast, like we know, to last season as well. And I think also with Warnock coming in, it can kind of alleviate the pressure off Nagel a bit and let him settle in, obviously, because he's got a lot to do when he's come in. And so it's also a very good thing to happen. And yeah, so Joseph said Josh Crome. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to touch upon this in a moment actually, because I am going to we're just going to have a look at how the squad's shaping up as well. I know there's not been much activity, and obviously we know we need to, but I want to just put up a graphic around the team that we will have available as it stands in a moment. Big up, Ollie. Big up, mate. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, I've heard that as well. Yeah, I've heard that. So, yeah, obviously that would be a good experience for the lads to go out and play Sacramento for sure. But yeah, so for me, just to summarise, obviously Neil Warnock. Yeah, the rumours have been obviously around for a while, and I do believe that we'd be daft not to take this up now. I think that we need to bring him in, and obviously we're waiting on the ownership at the moment, as we know, to go through. Once that's completed, then Warnock will come in, I believe, and yeah, really, really exciting actually, to be honest with you, because I didn't really expect to be saying this. Really, I didn't, and I said that earlier, but so yeah. Warnock, it isn't one last dance. It's another one last dance this upcoming season. That would be brilliant. And one last dance, taking us to the Premier League. I mean, I'm getting overexcited and getting overstocked. We need to look at the processes here, and obviously the ownership still hasn't gone through yet. So let's just. But yeah, let's get to, like I said, big up to Horace for always being here and showing support. I mean, for me, we're going to get into the takeover now, actually, and we'll probably go back to Warnock in a moment. But yeah, the ownership situation, it has to be sorted this week for me. It's just, what are we on now? We're on the 12th of June, and time is starting to tick. We need to be getting it sorted and getting, because we've still got a lot to do. Obviously, Warnock will know which player, and we're going to look at some players that I've seen that we've been linked with, and give my thoughts on those as well. But yeah, it has to be sorted this week. I totally agree. I've heard Ronnie, yeah, has been in every day and already looking to sign. Yeah, that I can believe that as well, mate. And obviously Warnock will know what he needs, and he'll always, obviously he'll know what he needs. They don't need to assess. He already knows what's needed and what he wants to do. So that's why I think it's a huge advantage bringing him back, because we don't. If we got, like I said earlier, if we got another manager in, they'd have to have that time to assess the situation. We haven't got the time to assess really. But yeah, obviously we're going to go on to the ownership situation now. So yeah, obviously Mr. Nagel obviously provided us last week. I think it was last week, regarding the takeover. Obviously, I believe that I think he was. I can't remember because I couldn't find the tweet that he put out about it actually. And I was trying to find it before, but I couldn't find it, so I don't know where it's gone. But I think he was asked about why the EFL is taking so long, and I think he said that it's not the EFL; it's another party that's still that needs to accept, and then that's the final step. But for me, I know I've been obviously getting all over excited about Warnock and things like that. The reality is this is dragging on a bit far too long for me. I said that, well, I didn't say it because I'm moving for a few, but I was thinking to myself, we need to be getting this sorted by the back end of last week, really. Now, I was hoping an announcement on Thursday, Friday last week, but obviously nothing came of that. And the longer this goes on, what I'm trying to say, the longer this goes on, I'm kind of getting a bit more doubtful. Will this actually go through? And I don't know if that's me overthinking or whatever, but you know what I mean. When something's dragging on a bit, doubts start to creep in a bit, really. And I don't know if anybody else is feeling like that, but I'm not sure what's taking so long either. If it's just one party that's still waiting to be accepting of the deal, I don't really know how it works with the ownership things really. But I have an idea, but I don't obviously know the ins and outs of it really. But it does need to be sorted sooner rather than later. And so yeah, for me, the deadline has to be Friday. It has to be sorted up by Friday, because we just, like I said, the weeks are ticking by. The weeks are just flying by us, and before we know it, it'll be July. So yeah, I'm not sure why it's taking so long, but let's just hope that it will go through in the near future. Let's just kind of, because as we know, takeovers are not simple things. We know that it's not. It's not. But I did expect to hear something by now, really, regarding it. If I'm honest. But we're just going to have to wait patiently and hope that it will go through. Because but the fact that it's not going, the fact that it hasn't gone through yet, it's taking so long. Don't people think that maybe that's a bit worrying that it's taking so long? I don't know. I mean, I'm just overthinking it, I think. Town fans in mail. I mean, yeah, we won't ever want to let him go, will we? If he comes back, we won't. We won't. Absolutely. Matthew's in. Hey, I hope the take-up. I mean, we need it to be done by Friday, the latest, really, if I'm honest. Ramsey, I think it'll definitely go through. I think it's taking long because a lot of his money is tied up in different companies. But potentially that's maybe the case, to be honest with you. Like I say, I don't know the ins and outs of ownership, because it's very, unless you're in that kind of position, I don't think it's easy to kind of say what kind of steps it is to be an owner, really, because it's quite complex. But yeah, maybe that's a good way to look at it, really. Maybe that, yeah. So I think I'll look at it that way. Just keep looking at it that way for now. But yeah, so yeah. Now I know obviously it's a bit silly talking about players being linked when we haven't still got the ownership, but I still want to do it because I have seen a few names dotted around, and I do want to kind of give my thoughts on a few players that I've seen. Now I've seen this guy that is we know how much we need a centre-forward striker, and I have seen this guy being linked with us. Obviously, his name obviously Moise Dion. Obviously, he's been playing in the French league in League 2. Obviously, quite young, 21, and he looks a really good player because I did see his name and I instantly checked his stats. I'm going to get into the stats now, but this is the guy that I've seen being linked with us. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. Now I know people say, well, he hasn't played in this league. We need experience. The thing is, sometimes it is worth a gamble with a player like this because he's young. He's but I know it is difficult. We've talked about earlier how difficult this league will be this year. It'll be the toughest it's ever been. So a new player coming in that's never played in this league, is that maybe me being naive? But let me just look at his stats a minute. And obviously, he has played 36 times for the League 2 side in France. So basically, League 2 in France is obviously the second tier of French football. So obviously he's played 36 times for them this season and he's scored 15 goals. Now that's not a bad turnaround really, if I'm honest. And I do believe that if he does, come in and obviously adapt quite quickly, which can happen, then we might have a little star in our hands here really. But yeah, like I say, he's from FC Annecy, in France as well. So yeah, but yeah, that's a player that I've seen linked. So let me know your thoughts in the comments about that player. Mark, good evening to you. I'm sure it'll all be fine. The Financial Conduct Authority have signed off with one another financial bodies to round it off. Meanwhile, things will be happening unofficially. Yeah, I mean, that is a good way to look at it as well, Mark. And good evening, mate. I hope you're well. And thank you for coming in. Yeah, I mean, you're all reassuring me. You're all making me feel a bit more positive about that now. So yeah, I mean, that's a good, so things might be happening behind the scenes that we don't know about. So that is a good point to say as well. So yeah, a good way to look at it, and hopefully you're right. And yeah, that's. Well, I'm just gonna keep reminding myself of this comment and just say, trust the process. It will be fine. It will happen. But we need it to be, like I said, we need it to be done as soon as possible. So then we can just start, focusing on pre-season and then obviously into the season. So yeah, see, I don't like watching thunder. Oh, you've got a thunderstorm, have you, where you are? I mean, it was forecast to be thunderstormy, but it's not actually materialised. Dion the Drogba regen. I mean, yeah, I mean, but I mean, would somebody like that? Would you like to see somebody like that come in? Because I think it's worth a gamble, mate, and I think it is. Now we probably would need another striker on top of that as well, so we probably need 2 strikers to me to come in. But he would be a good option to have, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, you've heard he'll cost 1.25 million. I mean, yeah, it's not. Obviously, it's quite cheap in today's market, but it's quite expensive for us because we very rarely spend. But obviously, we don't know what kind of plan Nagel has when he does take over. Will he be willing to spend money quite quickly, or what is he going to do? So it's one of those, isn't it? Really, we don't know. We don't know what his approach will be in this transfer market. Him and Matty Pearson, in Derby, rain. Oh, really? Well, we've still got sunshine here. Maybe it's coming up north, even further north. I think we should go in for Diego. We don't really spend much in the farm market. So, yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I think that we definitely should look to get him in. Look at Steve Mooney. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah, Steve Mooney, yeah. Remember him? And he was class, so... Yeah, I think you're right. For me, I think it's worth a decision to be made, and I think it should be a decision where we do get him in. Now, another player that I've seen linked with it, I think this will get a bit of a mixed reaction, maybe a bit on it, but this guy, Junior Hoylett, a very familiar name in the English. Well, obviously playing the Premier League, obviously playing the Championship as well. Most recently for Reading. Now, I think the reason this player is being linked, obviously Hoylett, is that Neil Warnock has worked with Hoylett before. And the critics will say he is 33. His stats don't really say a lot about what he can do, and his stats don't really show that he'll offer much for us. But again, he's worked under Warnock before, and Warnock, as Warnock does, gets the best out of every player that he's worked with, as well as getting the best out of players that he hasn't worked with. So, for me, I'm a bit on the fence with this one. I do understand that Warnock has worked with him before, so maybe he's worth bringing him in for a bit of experience. And maybe he will be able to do well for us. But I'm not entirely sure about his wage and what kind of... I don't know. I feel like this is a bigger gamble than the French guy that we've been linked with. I don't know. Just because he's not performed much, and obviously... But yeah, we have to just look at the Warnock effect, maybe, and maybe say, if Warnock wants to bring him in, then we have to trust him with that. But yeah, Hoylett is another name that I've seen dotted around it. has had mixed reviews. Now, I think we will sign on Neil Warnock Perry's play. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have to trust him, don't we? You know, we do. And if he does want Hoylett, then he should bring him in, and we'll see what we're going to get with him as the season goes on. Any other manager, I won't be keen on him because of the age, but because Warnock has worked with him before and rates him enough to bring him to the club, then that's good. I mean, yeah, and that's good enough for me. I mean, that's spot on now. I couldn't have put it any better. So yeah, for me, Hoylett wants to come in, come on in, we'll welcome you in, and the gaff will be there waiting for you and looking forward to working with you again. And again, I'm talking about stuff that actually hasn't happened yet. I know that obviously what Warnock coming back looks a pretty certain thing to happen now, honestly. As long as the takeover, like I said, once the takeover goes through, let's put it like that, once the takeover goes through, obviously Warnock will be officially unveiled then. Hoylett may possibly be back up if Corona leaves, plays off the left side. I mean, we're going to get into the squad in a minute and how it's shaping up. But for me, if Warnock comes back, I believe that Corona will sign. I think, because we saw how much Warnock really rated him, at the back end of last. Obviously, he got the best out of him, we know that. But, he spoke to the media a few times about Josh Corona. He was asked about Josh Corona numerous times. He was full of praise for him. So, for me, I think Corona comes back in. Because there has been a lot of talk about Corona. Should he be staying on? Should he not? I think with Corona is that he has to have the right manager. He has to have the right manager to be able to perform. And we saw what happened under Warnock last season, and obviously the back end of last season. And it's just a fantastic fit, isn't it? It's a fantastic fit. So I just think that, Corona will actually sign up, come back, and then obviously, continue that journey with the gaffer. Seeing a rumor of Examiner wasn't keen on having Rhodes. Source report that Danny Ward signed to be a deal. I mean, listen, we're gonna get this. If the gaffer stays, Wardy will sign the contract. I can categorically promise it will happen because we know how much they love each other and how much they love working with each other and they've got a real fantastic bond. We know that, and Warnock obviously is Ward is one of Warnock's favourites. We know that. So if Warnock does come back, then Ward, I do believe, will sign a contract. Rose contract expires next year. I mean, for me, again, we're talking about players again, but for me, if Warnock comes back, I think potentially Rose may be going this summer, really. I'm not sure where to, but I don't really think he's a Neil Warnock player. So, potentially, I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to go. Unfortunately, Warnock over everything about. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, when he said about his music, he didn't really fancy his music taste that much, but everything else, yeah, fantastic. Just read something on Twitter saying Friday's the day to get. Really? Where have you seen that? I don't know where you've seen that, but interesting. I mean, for me, if that happens, then there's going to have to be an additional stream, unless I combine the two together with the kit, obviously the kit review that I'm going to do on Friday. But yeah, if that happens, then I'm going to have to either do another stream or do two streams in a day, or do them both together. But yeah, we'll have to see that about anyway. It might just be a made-up story. Yeah, like I said, you just never know, do you, with these rumours. I believe it when I see it, really. Now, kind of touched upon this now, but we're going to look at the squad, how it stands at the moment, really. And I will take this hopefully I'll take this banner off and we'll be able to see it all. There we are. So if we look at this, I mean, if Warnock comes back, like I said, we can add Ward and Chroma to that list, I believe. Obviously Nichols and goal, obviously Pearson, Healy, Lees. We've obviously got Thomas, who, for me, we touched on Thomas earlier, and I do believe, like I say, he has burnt a lot of bridges with the club, but again, Neil Warnock, I do believe he'll be able to get the best out of him, and if he starts performing again and starts behaving professionally like he should have been doing for the past year but didn't, I do believe that he can turn this around. The problem is, I was kind of set that I wanted Sob to go, really, because I just believe that what he's been speaking about the club this season, he's constantly jiving the club and just behaving the way he has. I just kind of feel like he kind of burnt a lot of bridges with his fans, and a lot of fans were quite, not happy about, things. So, but I'm kind of feeling like if one comes back, then we could actually see a different sort of Thomas this upcoming season. Obviously, we've got Kasumu, obviously Holmes, Radone. I'm going to talk about Radone. Listen, Radone. We know how good Radone eventually became this season. Next season, trust me, this is his year. Next season, Radone is going to be even better. I honestly believe that will happen, and we'll see the best of Radone. This new season coming up. But that's just how I feel, and I'm just convinced by it, because if you look at how he performed, especially as the season went on, obviously then one came in and we saw different Radone. The form that he showed in those games, I believe it can be the catalyst to push him on even further. Obviously he'll be working hard, obviously have a break, obviously be working hard in pre-season. And he'll know, he's very happy with his season, but he'll know he wants more from it. I think Radone is a character that really wants to get, really wants more and more out of himself. And Headley, we know how Headley played this season. Obviously, a real shining light in the team and a really bright youngster. I believe that this season again he can be even better than what he showed last season. And obviously, I know we did mention Rhodes up front. He probably will leave if Mark comes back. And Harrod, obviously, who we saw a glimpse of, and actually, I really think that someone like Harrod, we saw the impact he made from the bench at times, and I just believe that Harrod can be the one that can be pushing to get, into the team, and maybe we see more of him as well this season too. So, a player to look out for, definitely. Obviously, we've got Edmonds, Green, Turton, Hoggy, Jones. Obviously, Jones can stay fit as well, so another option, another youngster that we've got. Bila Kapic, of course. Nakayama, of course. Not forgetting Nakayama, who they did have a really bad injury into last, so we haven't seen much of him for a lot of last season. So Nakayama, a massive. It's like a new signing, that really, isn't it? Because we missed him so much of him last season, and Nakayama like another signing. Jackson's played well. He's really come on, Jackson. I think that another player that will continue to develop, and especially under the gaffer, all being well, these players will continue to learn and develop their game. Diarra, another one. We know how good Diarra has been, last season, and I do believe we know that his end product and that final decision can cost him a lot. But for me, I think that Diarra another one that can be better. And Simpson, of course, who we don't really see much of. I don't necessarily know how much game time he'll get. But he did all right. But again, I think it was another one of those signings where I don't really understand why we kind of brought him in. Maybe that's been hard because he's still quite young. But I just think that Simpson, I just didn't really understand that because, I know he's young, but I don't know. I just don't think he's going to. Anyway, we'll see. But that's what I wanted to bring up, and we will get through the comments now again because we've got a few since I've been talking. Ryan, we need a striker, no one private. What else do you think? I mean, for me, I think that we do need to. We definitely need a creative player. I think that we need another creative spark really. And if we look at the let's have a look at the squad again, and take the comment off. But I will obviously answer it. I mean, like I said, we haven't got a bad squad. I definitely think we need 2 strikers in. We also need somebody in the centre of the park because. Obviously Hog's getting on a bit now. Kasunu's great. Obviously Holmes will be coming back as well. Holmes, we haven't mentioned Holmes. Even though predominantly he kind of plays on the wing rather than centrally, but we definitely need a central midfield. But I mean, the thing is with me is, I don't want to drop Pearson, but it depends what formation we go with as well. Because I'm not saying I don't like him because Pearson, what a guy, what a legend. But Pearson struggled for pace. When he was up against fast players, he did struggle quite a bit, didn't he, with the pace because he's not the quickest. So, would Pearson potentially be able to come further forward into a CDM position? And obviously Nakayama, for me, Nakayama will probably come in as well. So, yeah, it's one of those. We're going to take that off a minute. I'm going to get through more comments. Radon, yeah, he does. He does, Loris. He does. You know how much I love Radon. And like I say, I do believe this. He's going to be so good. I just got a feeling. Yeah, Horace knows. Yeah, obviously I will be getting Radon on my home shirt. And I keep wanting to talk about the kit, but we're going to save it. But yeah, I will be getting Radon on my new kit. As long as I mean, to be fair, Diarra just needs to work on his end product, doesn't he? And obviously, you can see he's got some talent there, but I just think he's just a bit inexperienced, isn't he? Diarra, Simpson, Bilakapic and Jones could all do with loans at League One. I mean, to be honest with you though, I suppose if we do get some more players in, which we do think we will be doing, we need to be doing, should I say, not we will be doing, then the youngsters, I'm not saying the youngsters will be completely frozen out, but obviously the reason these youngsters, as many as these, got a chance was because we were so low on players, really, and low on quality throughout the season with injuries and things like that. So, obviously, players like Diarra, obviously, we haven't seen much of Jones. Obviously, Jones has just come back from a bad injury. So, a loan for him probably would be a more sensible idea. Simpson for me, probably send him out on loan. And Diarra, I think Diarra potentially, but it just depends where if we look at the squad and we're kind of thinking Diarra may need to go out on loan to get something good, otherwise he's not really going to get much of a look in, then he does need to be going out. But yeah, Bilakapic though, don't you think Bilakapic is a good backup, Ramsey? I thought Bilakapic is a very good backup goalkeeper to have. But I know what you're saying, he's at an age where he does probably need to be playing as well, so it's a bit of a situation, isn't it? With that. Mark says we need someone like Canoe. I mean, yeah, we do. We need somebody with that creativity that can, pick a pass out of nowhere. I mean, if you look at our defence as well, I mean, our defence is pretty deep, but for me, I feel like we need another centre back for me, because if you look at our backup centre backs, for me, they're just not good enough. So we need to be getting another centre back in as well. I think just for that, just for that quality, that depth that we need, to really be competitive in this division. So so for me, like I say, another player like Ollie Norwood and a centre back. And I feel like we're short. I suppose we're not short on the wings really, are we? But obviously Hoyle has been linked to, obviously potentially will be playing on the wing as well. So I mean, potentially another winger as well. But it's hard to kind of say really. I wouldn't mind Dion. I mean, yeah, Aiden, good point. I mean, Dion Charles. I mean, to be fair, he scored a lot of goals, didn't he, last season for Bolton? But I haven't got the stats to hand. But maybe you do know. But I think he was he was a top player for Bolton. Obviously, getting them as far as he did, obviously into the playoffs as well. So potentially. Obviously, we know League One isn't an easy league to play in either, and he still managed to do very well there. So that is a good shout, that, to be fair. What do you think? I mean, I'm not sure, George. It's hard to kind of to say, really. And obviously, there's been a few designs that people have come up with. I think I saw one for the third kit, actually, that someone's come up with a provisional kit, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Rams, I think he's a good backup, but like you said, he's getting in when he needs regular football to the outside, get an experienced keeper in, a backup to Nichols. I mean, yeah, I think you're right. Ramsey, yeah, you're on it. You're spot on. And I do think that, I can't really say much more than that. Yeah, definitely, I agree. Yeah, getting him with a keeper in that's experienced. I'm not sure who we could potentially go with, but somebody just with experience as backup, definitely. Absolutely. Yeah, the kit is good. The new kit. I can't wait for it. Ryan, would you sell Kamara? I would. For me, I mean, obviously, we've talked about this. Well, I haven't talked about this, but I've seen, obviously, that Kamara at the moment is refusing to sign a new deal. And obviously, as we know, obviously his contract runs out next year. So now, if he isn't going to sign a contract, then I probably would cash in now for him. I think we saw glimpses of what Kamara was about, but I don't know. See, under Warnock, he was pretty much kind of frozen out at a lot of the time. So I'm not, and that was for a reason. Obviously, if Warnock leaves you out, there is a valid reason for that. So no, you can't fit everybody in the squad, but yeah. So for me, I probably would let him go. I would sell him. Unfortunately. Booter, all Wigan players can leave for nothing. Anyone there you would like? I would like Taylor Asgard. I mean, you're right, aren't you? Obviously, Wigan. I mean, it's really sad that with when clubs are really struggling like that, because it could have been quite easy used, couldn't it? But yeah, I mean that Asgard is a good player. He stands out for me as well. And who else that we could? I'm just trying to think of their players now. But I think Asgard is probably one of the best players they've got. But he obviously will be sought after, won't he? Potentially, but yeah. I mean, obviously, what's Sinani there? Like, I mean, would anybody take Sinani back? Because we saw what Sinani could do in parts when we said, didn't we, that when he helped us get to the playoff finals, and then we didn't end up signing last summer. I don't know. There are a lot of people saying we should have done, but we didn't. So would anybody maybe look at Sinani? But obviously Asgard definitely is sure for him there. Callum Lang is a good Corona replacement if he goes. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I go back to what I said though. If Warnock does stay, which he does look like he's going to do, I think Corona does come back anyway. So, but yeah, obviously Lang potentially will be a good one, definitely. I really don't think Nakian will play well this season, even though he was in France. That's a very bold statement because I think that Nakayama is a real quality player, and I think obviously he was starting to before he got injured. He was looking quite good for me. So I'm not sure why you potentially think that, but fair enough. I think I think he's certainly got the quality to be really good for us. Josh Huddersfield could be a good option in midfield next year. I mean, yeah, he went out on loan, didn't he, last season to Harrogate, and by all accounts did very well there as well. So yeah, another youngster that obviously potentially could do a really good job and really push on in the first team as well. But I suppose it just depends on the approach that we're going to go with this season. I think because again, it's all up in the air. We don't know what kind of approach we're going to be making, do we? So yeah, it's one of the. But to be fair, I do like. I think Josh Huddersfield obviously has got some senior football now. I'm not just sure if maybe he could do with a loan in League One, just to make him, obviously if being in League Two with Harrogate, maybe League One, and then obviously maybe not this season but next season potentially. Maybe coming to the team, but I would like to see more of him in the township, definitely in the first team anyway. Ainson's bold prediction for next season: one of the relegated teams won't go up. I think you can guess. I don't want. I think I can just about guess who we may all not want to go up, not just you. But yeah. I mean, to be fair, yeah, it's one of those. Huddersfield play for Morecambe. Oh, was it Morecambe? I beg your pardon. I thought it was. It was at Harrogate though as well, wasn't it? At some point. My goodness, I hate when I get things wrong. I really honestly thought it was at Harrogate. So yeah, obviously Morecambe then. Yeah, Morecambe. And hello to Terrier Darts. Good evening to you. But what is next to talk about here? Yes, we're going to talk about this fantastic. I've got lots of things, obviously lots of topics to discuss, but we're going to finish on this one actually because you know what? Maybe touch upon anything else that you want to say about that. But so the mural that was designed, obviously unveiled this week. Friday, but this past week. I'm going to get a picture of it now. I mean, look at this. And obviously, this is just a fantastic. I haven't been down to see it yet, but I will be going down. Now, if anybody's not aware of it, obviously, much about Huddersfield, obviously, everyone in here obviously knows about Huddersfield, but, Orest, obviously, Matt doesn't know. This is just before the training ground entrance. It's on the wall just before you get to you drive past to get to the get into the training ground at Canalside. Now, obviously, this mural obviously features a portrait of Clem Stevenson, a squad photograph from the start of the Price Championship run. Obviously, a large portrait there we can see of a very famous manager of Herbert Chapman that we had. And obviously a detailed recreation of our unique Price Championship shield, which you can see just next to Herbert Chapman there. And also an image of the 1921-22 FA Cup winning side being greeted by the Duke of York as well. And a final portrait of Billy Smith above them as well. We know how famous Billy Smith is for the club. So like I say, blue and white, obviously, of course, blue and white. So it took 7 days to produce this mural, and obviously various people involved. And obviously, it's a real celebratory piece, this. Obviously, supporters obviously are welcome to come down to see it at the training ground and take photos. I'm definitely going to make sure I get a selfie or some kind of photo with this because it is fantastic. But like I say, it's all about. So we're coming up to the anniversary of a really important time in the club's history. So it's kind of a good chance as our generation is ever going to get to celebrate those achievements of the club and that group of players. And it's fantastic now it's up. Obviously, the club did say we've had a few motivations to do this work. Obviously, we want to do something cool that our supporters can be proud of. And the location here means it's something plenty of people will get to see. And our hope is that people come to have a look and take their own pictures to show what a good job. So Peter O'Toole, a very fantastic graphic design animation producer, he's fantastic. He's done some of the T-shirts that are in the shop as well. So yeah, obviously the Northern Mural Company as well have done, who worked in partnership with Peter. And also the club has said they've got ideas to do more of these as well. But it's just about having, they said it's just about having pride in our town and the club too. And I think they said no matter when you became a town fan, I think these guys on the mural, those 1920s teams, the French champions, I think they're the ones that really put Huddersfield town on the map worldwide in football. So it is a really special piece, isn't it, this? And of course, we've kind of got a bit of a closer in of the team and obviously Herbert Chapman there. But yeah, I mean, I've missed loads of comments because I've been waffling on, but let me just see what people are saying. Sure, people have got something to say about this. One player who needs to get something to say is that guy who went to Dundee United. Loy Kayina, and he's a centre back. Now, he's a potential player that could come in, and obviously he's had experience now in senior football, so be it in Scotland, and is he going to be ready? I'm not sure, but it is an option. It is an option potentially. It is beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely beautiful. And obviously there is scope to do more of these. Well, it would be lovely to get some more around Huddersfield, and paint the town blue and white just the way it should be, of course. So yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, he's gone down a treat with everybody. Really, everybody loves it. Horace, you're loving it as well. It looks fantastic. He said, yeah, I mean, it does, doesn't it? Again, I think a picture doesn't do it justice. You've got to come and see it, Horace. You've got to come to Huddersfield one day and see it for yourself. And we can have a little tour of the Johnsons as well last year up here. But yeah, maybe that'll happen. I don't know. But yeah, Aiden's loving it as well. Alliance is in. Big up to you. Hello there. Thank you for coming in. As soon as Warnock postponed his tour for next year, I knew this had something to do with it. I mean, yeah, that's what I said earlier. It really did set alarm bells ringing for me when he did cancel his tour until after the playoff final, because I thought, yeah, this is starting to feel like actually this could actually happen. This is actually might potentially happen. So yeah. Aiden says paint the town blue, Mike, ready for when them down the road come to visit us. I mean, yeah, absolutely, mate. I mean, oh gosh, that'll be a game to watch next season, won't it? Them coming to town. They'll play it down, of course, as they always do. Though they'll say that they don't really care about us and all this nonsense that they say. But listen, they just think that they just play it down all the time and say that we are just always going on about them. Yeah, but in reality, they go on about us a hell of a lot as well. So just double standards. But yeah, hopefully we can get the double over them as well next season too. But yeah, with Warnock at the wheel. But yeah. but yeah, the mural, absolutely love it. I'm hoping to get down there this week. I could probably have gone today, but I've been so busy today with doing other things, obviously. But I am hoping to get down to see it this week. And yeah, it'd be good to go and see it. But it's one of those. But yeah, I think we've kind of covered everything. Obviously, I know we've had a lot to get through this evening, and obviously, I do thank you all for coming in and sharing your views and thoughts and everything, as always. It's been good to be back. Yeah, it has. It's been good to be back. And obviously, now I'm back in the swing of things, I'll start to feel like we're getting back to where we were before. Because I think that sometimes when you have a break from things, it does take you a while to get back into the swing of it, really. But yeah, it's been a good one. But we're just going to have to wait. We're just going to have to keep waiting patiently. Hopefully not too long now, because I am starting to get a bit impatient, if I'm honest. But yeah, Friday, that is we need to be sorting the takeover. Obviously, get one. Imagine if we did the takeover news on Friday, yeah, and then the takeover was officially announced as done, and then one gets announced after it as well. That'd be one hell of a Friday. But yeah, obviously we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, big up to everyone for coming in. I did actually realise, and do apologise for this, at the start of the stream, because I've had to switch over all my intros and things onto my StreamYard again, because yeah, I've kind of done the old intro earlier on, which some people, if you was observant, you probably would have recognised that was the old intro with the old logo. So I'm really annoyed about that. I really am annoyed about that. I was so busy that I didn't actually check it properly. But it's one of those. It happened. Still been a good stream, and I'll make sure to upload the right one for the next one. But yeah, we just hit over the hour mark. So yeah, like I say, I think the next one, unless there is developments before we know it, I think the next stream will be Friday. Unless there is obviously something happening before then. But yeah, we'll just keep your eye on my socials and click the notification bell on my YouTube as well. Obviously, you get a notification every time I go live, so you won't miss an upload. But yeah, we'll just wait and see. But yeah, Friday definitely, and potentially a bit earlier if we get some news, because this, like I said earlier, the sooner the better we get news, the better it will be. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, enjoy your evening, whatever you get up to. Stay safe, like I say, in this warm weather, really bad heat wave at the moment, isn't it? So keep hydrated, stay safe, get regular shades, obviously keep in the shade, and yeah, just look after yourself in these tough conditions at the moment. But yeah, we'll obviously see you on the end. Yeah, Joseph, big up to you, mate. Thank you for coming in, Joseph, and I appreciate that. Great stream, I appreciate that. Thank you, Horace. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like it's gone very well tonight, so I'm happy. So yeah, that's been a good stream. But like I say, people in the chat, you make the channel what it is, and I appreciate everybody that's coming tonight and obviously, commented and shared your views. You are the people that make this channel what it is ultimately. 4 likes away from 20. Nice. Yeah, get those likes. Neil Wallace back. We want to be singing that. We do, and we will be singing it. So we want to be singing that come the start of the season. And honestly, I think I'll be quite emotional if he comes back now, because we thought we'd said goodbye, and he's coming back. It looks like he's coming back. But yeah, great stream, mate. Nice to see you come back. Thank you, Matthew. Big up to you. Good to see you back, Ryan. Yeah, thank you, Horace. And like I say, thank Horace this morning. I had doubts. Should I come back now? Should I not? Should I do it? But Horace, you obviously we spoke this morning, and you helped me. Actually, not persuade, but you reminded me of how far I've come, and just encouraged me to come back tonight, which I'm glad I have. So you are a lot responsible for this stream tonight as well. So thank you for, like I say, your support as well. Incredible, great stream, mate. Loved every single minute of it. Yeah, big up to you, Aidan, as well. Always here, and I appreciate you so much. And yeah, we're gonna let show right up. I mean, honestly, you're gonna make me blush now, Horace. you're your support is overwhelming me with the hearts as well. Yeah, bless you. And legend rang all over. Guys, you're just too kind. You're too kind to me. But yeah, it's been a good one. Like I say, back on Friday, 6 o'clock. You know the time. But like I said, it might be sooner if there is an announcement, if there's a special announcement that we're waiting for. I don't know about anybody else. I'm going to end the stream very soon. But about anybody else, yeah. But every time I've got the notification for Town on Twitter, and every time they tweet something, I'm dashing over there quickly. Ooh, what is it? What is it? And then it's just something like, oh, get a gift for Father's Day, or have a chance to be a mascot next season, or hospitality, enjoy hospitality next season. And it's like, and then you just kind of kind of a bit of a sigh and thinking, oh, more time to wait. But anyway, I thought I'd add that in before I go. Thanks all for tuning in. And a lot of Neil Warnock's Barmy Out. I love it. Neil Warnock's Barmy Out. I never thought I'd be saying that again. Thank you very much. Thank you. And we are going to leave it there. So, like I say, enjoy the evening. Enjoy the rest of the week. And I'll see you on the next one. And as always, up the town. And maybe I can say this now. I know it's not done, but it looks like it will be done. Neil Warnock's Barmy Army. Come on.